I'm Heidi Hewitt with Autodesk, and I'm here speaking with Eddie Perlberg, also with Autodesk. Eddie, is there any advice you can offer AutoCAD users that may be starting to work with 3ds Max Design as far as how they work with their blocks, or how 3ds Max Design handles their AutoCAD blocks?
Blocks coming from an AutoCAD DWG file moving into 3ds Max Design, while they don't keep the same name in 3ds Max Design, they're known as groups, but the components of the blocks stay completely intact in both situations. So a block in AutoCAD will move over into 3ds Max Design as a group. But the story gets better from there, in that as I create blocks in my AutoCAD environment, they serve a specific purpose. Let's say a 2D floor plan. I would use blocks to represent furniture and appliances, things like that. As I move those blocks over into 3ds Max Design, of course we'd want to embellish them and make them much more real, or give them far more components. And I have capabilities inside of 3ds Max Design to substitute a very rich model, let's say a refrigerator, for what would be the 2D block, and that the refrigerator will insert in the exact same place. So now as the refrigerator block in AutoCAD moves around the floor plan, not that you would do that, but let's say it does. As I keep or maintain the link between AutoCAD and 3ds Max Design, that rich refrigerator will then also move around in the floor plan to represent the changes that I've made originally in my DWG file. So I can keep those linked together.
Now, as you're working in 3ds Max Design and you have these rich blocks like you're talking about, do you have to worry at all about performance as you maybe have a whole bunch of these blocks in there?
Well, that's a real good point again, in that for going back to AutoCAD, we want to keep the blocks as simple as possible to maintain the performance of our documentation set. But 3ds Max Design is really designed from the ground up to handle that massive amounts of data that we need in order to create a compelling design visualization asset. So it's really focusing in the capabilities of the softwares to where they're important.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that tip with us.
Mm-hmm.